everybody, Sarah with Keys of the Kingdom here, and I am going to show you how simple it is to set up your Who You Are Thanksgiving devotional. Today I am going to be working on week 2. This is just a quick overview of how I have set mine up here. This time I just wanted to keep it really simple, so I just used a little binder ring here in the corner, and what's great about this is I can decorate it like I have done. I just added some coordinating ribbons to mine, and then if I add more paper to it I can go up a size on my binder ring, which is great. And I just have my cover here. I printed this on just regular cardstock this time, and I printed it out at 45%. And so it gave me, it's approximately 6 by 8 is what it is, 6 by 8 inches. It's not exact, but I just kind of played around until I got the size of something that I thought I wanted this time. And so I like a handful of different sizes of things, so I just wanted to do something a little different this time. And so I'm keeping this one blank because I want to show you guys how simple it can be as we're going through the devotional. So I'm not going to be showing everybody all of my notes and prayers and all of that stuff in this one. So this was week 1, and so this is just the devotional content here, and I just punched out a tab with my tab punch here, and it's just really easy. I like the tab punch a lot, and I use it upside down. I pop off the bottom part so I can actually see what I am punching, which is great. And then I just added some of the wordfetti from the week 1 printable, from the prompts that you get for free with the devotional. I just added week 1 on this side, and then I added love on this side. And on the back of each page I have just printed a dot grid just to make it simple for myself and have a lot of space for journaling. And then I just used, I think I just grabbed my, I just grabbed my Jelly Roll white pen, and I also grabbed a Souffle orange pen just to tie in the colors there. So really simple, and this was my week 1 layout, really simple. I didn't do any stamping or anything like that yet. I may do some other things, but I just kept it really simple. And I actually did add this piece of ribbon. I just stuck it down with my Tombow permanent adhesive roller and added it there. And this, I actually cut out part of the printable and put it on my journaling card there. And this was from an Ella Roots printable, and it's on my week 1 video listed below it. So then I just have a piece of the paper pack here in between, because I think I am going to fill in here with, I usually will write out each scripture verse, so I just kind of get a feel for what I am studying. And so I wanted extra room to do that there. Okay, so this is week 2, and I want to work on this. So what I'm going to do is, this is the devotional content. So actually I am just going to do a tab really quickly here, and I want it to match I want it to tie in with my paper for this time. I just kind of coordinated my paper with the line that I did up there. Set my baby wipes right there. So I want to do, I have a whole bunch of paper left over from when I printed and then cut my printable, my devotional, down to size. So I just had paper left over from that. So I am going to make a tab for this, and what I do is I like to have my tabs double-sided. So I am just going to do that really quickly here. I'll folder that right there and cut out just, I like to keep it nice and long here so I can hang on to it. paper over here to keep just in case. That might be a little too thick. Nope. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the tab punch, pop that plastic piece off that I showed you a bit ago on the bottom. You don't have to do that, but if you're doing double-sided tabs, it makes it a lot easier. Okay, you want to fold your tab into two if you're doing double-sided. This part you want to keep that second side. Okay, so hold your tab punch, slide your paper all the way down here. This is why I kept it long, so I can have a good hold on it. And you want that crease to be inside the hole so you don't cut it off. Okay, and then I'm just scoot it down just a little more. There we go. Punch your tab. Then you have your trash right there, and you have your double-sided tab, which is great. So I am going to put on, let's see, I used my black word fetty there, and let's see. Okay, so I have, here's the week 2 journaling prompts for 5 days of the week, and some printable elements for you to use to decorate as you wish. So let's see, since my tab is orange, I don't know if I want to stay consistent and use the black pieces. I think I do. So I'm going to do week 2 here. And one sweet lady reached out to me that is that subscribed to this devotional and just said, I'm having a really hard time starting because everything is just so pretty and I don't want to mess things up. You know, can you please tell us how to get past this? She made a great point, to which my response is, yes, I will do my best. My husband got me an illustrating Bible for my birthday. It's been a couple of years ago, I think, now at this point. And that thing literally sat for probably 6 months. I just did not know where to start. I just felt like I was going to mess it up. I just had no clue. Until one day I just sat down and started. And I know that's simple to say, but really, you just have to sit down and start cutting something out, gluing something in, coloring, tracing, stamping, something, whatever it is that you like to do. If you like to paint, paint in it. Paint on your devotional. Do whatever it is that you enjoy doing in your time with God. Or if you have a hobby and are artsy and you maybe even haven't started journaling with that, start there. Pick out, well, with a devotional it's good because you have some journaling prompts to start with, so go to the scriptures there, and all I can really say is pray about it. Ask God to help you get over that fear. I know it's difficult because you are afraid to mess things up, but remember also that it's not about what it looks like. It's about spending time with God and enjoying that wonderful time with Him and hiding His word in your heart. So just focus on that. And it's really the best advice I can give you is that it's not about the art, although the art is fun. That's the point. You don't want it to become so much about the art that you've taken your focus away from what truly matters, which is spending time with God and His Word. So that would be my advice to you on that, is just that you have to, I'm going to add a blue to this one instead of an orange, and let's keep my white one. What else do I need here? Okay, I think that's good. Is that would just be my advice to you, would be just to simply start. I'm going to cut off some of my, and just kind of wing it. There isn't really some amazing rhyme or reason to how I do any of this. I just enjoy spending time with God and His Word, and I've decided that I'm indecisive sometimes and I just have to make a decision. So I want to do my week 2 on the front of my tab, or at least on one side, and I think I am going to just use a regular glue stick this time. This is just an Elmer's Craft Bond Extra Strength Permanent Bond glue stick. These are really good, and they're very inexpensive also. And I've used this to put Bible tabs on my Bible before. They're actually really good. They're actually really good. So I'm going to use that and just put it on here. One nice thing about this is it's a little bit repositionable here until it gets nice and dry. And let's put that there. It's raining here. I don't know if you can hear it. It's been raining all day here. It has just been really coming down. We have a pond in front of our house and it was pretty much dried up, and now it's full again after today. One day of rain. Okay, so I've got that one on there, and I'm going to put the Faithful on the other side. And if you're doing double-sided tabs, remember that you need to flip it completely over so it's a 180 from your other side there if you're writing or putting anything on the back of that, like so. Okay, so I'm going to put this here and just press it down. So I've got week 2 on one side and Faithful on the other. And that's just something that I decided I wanted to do because I thought it would be nice for me to be able to reference back to each week and the topic for the week, and then be able to go through and add things to it, or just go through and read what my thoughts were later on down the road, which I like that you can do that. Okay, so I'm just going to go over with my Jelly Roll pen here, and it doesn't have to be perfect by any means. I actually like it if it's a little messy lately. I don't know why. Everybody has their own preference, so just do how you like it, and that will take just a little bit of time to dry. But I really like these because it just gives your work a pop of color, and it's just kind of nice, quick little way to add something a little bit more, although there is no requirement to do these things. Okay, I'm going to let that dry up here, and oh, let's add some blue to it. It's actually more of a teal color that is throughout the devotional, but I like blue, so I'm going to use a little bit of that and just do, I don't know, maybe a few dots. I don't really know why. Just for a little pop of color. And again, this is just one of those little things. There really is no rhyme or reason to it. I just wanted to get a little coordinating pop of color on that. And then once it's once the pen has dried, I'm going to put that on here really quickly. So let's set it over here. Let me get this out of the way here. Let me get my scissors. Actually, I'm going to need my scissors. So here's the devotional content. You can certainly decorate this page if you like. Feel free. It's up to you. And so I'm going to work on this page and do something really simple. The great thing about this is I'm going to pop this ring open, and I'm just going to take this page out to work on, which is fabulous. And then I'm going to put it back in when I'm done. So I grabbed a stencil. You do not have to do this, but it is just a really, really quick and simple way, without having to be very artistic yourself, that you can add a pop of color to something that you're working on. This is a stencil from Sweet and Sassy Stamps, It actually is one of my favorite ones. I forget the name of it right now, but I'll put it under this video. And I actually have used this quite a bit lately. I just really like this background stamp a lot. It's really pretty. And one easy way to get a pop of color for your background on things is with gelatos. If you're not familiar with gelatos, let me show you. This, let's grab a couple colors here. So what gelatos are water soluble. They're basically like a crayon. Really, they're very waxy. And you can use them in a handful of different ways. You can put them on with a blending brush, which is what I am going to do today, and you can do that without adding water to it, which is what I'm going to do. You can, white might be pretty. You can use it like a watercolor by putting it down dry and adding water to it. You can blend it dry with a paper towel. You can blend it with a baby wipe. You can do a lot of different things with gelatos, and I love gelatos. And they're also very cost effective. These are Faber Castell gelatos, and that's just the brand that I prefer. This one is called Mango, so it's a pretty orange color. And they just twist up, and it's just a very, again, it's just a very waxy, water soluble, like a color. And I picked these up at Michael's, and they run, it's been a while since I got one, so I'm not sure if the price has gone up on these lately or not, but they actually run usually around $1, $1.50 for them. And I usually will save those 40 or 50% off coupons, so I can literally get one of these for 50 to 75 cents, which is great. And so I just add to my color palette that way, occasionally. That way you're not spending a ton of money at one time, and it's just a fun, simple way to add colors to what you are working on. I'm trying to decide which colors I want to use. This blue might work the best. Maybe a little white, I'm not for sure. I don't know how well this orange is going to show up, but guess what? I'm about to find out. Okay, so what I'm going to do here with this gelato, get these out of the way here, is I'm just going to rub some on my glass mat over here. So you can see the pretty color of the gelato. And it's just, again, it's just very waxy. And I am just going to I'm going to just use my blending brush here. And I'm going to hold my stencil on my paper. And I want to give just my corner a little bit of background design, even more than the design that's already on the page. And you can see that it is on the blending brush a little bit. So I'm just going to go in here and blend in some of this orange on this stencil. And if we gently lift the stencil up here, we can see, if I can pick it up. Okay, I was right. This orange is not going to be able to, I can kind of see it, but it's so close to the color of this paper that it's blended in. Maybe I'll use it over here in this corner a little bit, and then you might be able to see it because the paper over here is darker. So I'm going to do the same thing in this corner. There. And I'm just rubbing it over the stencil here, and I'm going to do it a little lighter up at the top so it just kind of blends in with the paper. And so you can't really see that either. The orange is very light. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do some blue so we can see it. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with this blue that I did with the orange, only this time you're going to be able to see it on my paper. So there's my gelato, and this one is called Metallic Blueberry. Okay, so this one should be kind of shiny, I'm hoping. And it is a pretty shiny blue color. All right, so get some on our, there we go. Get some on our blending brush here. And just rub it over the stencil. And I don't I'm not really looking for a ton of color here necessarily. I'm honestly just looking for like a little light, pretty background. Okay. There we go. See? That is just really pretty. And it'll give me just a nice background to work with. And you know what? I think I'm going to extend that up more onto my page here. I just really like this stencil a lot. I have used this, I don't know how many times since I've gotten it, and I've only had it probably a few months. But it's just so pretty and I love it. So I just use it frequently. So I just want to kind of blend it in lighter onto my page, and so it kind of flows, it kind of disappears into the page right here in this corner. So I really like that. And I'm going to do that also, I think, up here in this corner, so it kind of has the same flow down my page, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to, and this is just, again, a really simple way to get some really nice color. If you don't have a lot of time and you don't want to bust out your paints, this is just a great way to get some pretty background color. See, that's just a little bit different. Since it's metallic, I think, is the reason it's flaking off like that. But it is a really pretty color. Okay, so I'm going to get this up here. And I'm going to get to work putting on my journaling elements for the week here for you guys. So you can see, again, how simple it is. And let's just go lighter up here a little bit so it, a little more up here, just lightly. Light. Okay, perfect. See how pretty that design is? I don't know why I just really love this. I love this stencil. It's like one of my top favorite things right now. I really love it. So, and again, I'll put that link to this stencil below this video for you. I use it like all the time lately. And I just use a baby wipe to wipe my stencil off here really quick. And then I just let it air dry. See, and it's stuck to my glass mat here. Okay. And there we go. So I will just set that over here. So actually, I'll set it up here so it can air dry. That's good. Okay. And great. Now my mat is wet. Okay, that's all right. And I will clean off my brush here a little bit, which is good too. I honestly wash these in the sink to get the ink or whatever it is that I'm using in them out. I like to use them with distress oxides or inks, things like that. And they work really well and they're simple to clean up after. So that is that. And let's see. Okay, so I want to get week 2. Let's see. Okay, so week 2 is faithful. I'm going to flip through my printable here and see what other elements that I think I might want to use here. I printed out okay, so I printed out the actual printable that you can purchase that does coordinate with these. And you know what would be really nice that I'm thinking right now, which I can't do because my husband is sleeping and that's where my printer is to print this on clear sticker paper and use it as a background. That would be really cool. But since I can't do that, that would just be really nice. Okay. Okay. Let's see what I want to do here. Sometimes I'm just so indecisive, but that's okay. Oh. I have a handful of other printables that oh yeah, that's a good one. That I have printed out from various sources. I have some from Bible Journaling Ministries. I have some from Ella Roots. So I just have just a good, have some of mine. I just have a good combination here of different things that I already had on hand that I thought coordinated really well with this. So I wanted to use some of those things since I already had them. It only makes sense to use what you have. Let's see. Okay. This is an Ella Roots printable, and I liked the Great Is Your Faithfulness on it. So maybe I will use that piece. She has such cute printables, and I'll list that link for her Etsy shop down below. She is just amazing. So let's put, oh, it also says, "Thank you, Lord, for your faithfulness" up here, which would be nice. I might use that too. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to fussy cut this, and if you're not familiar with fussy cutting, I actually really enjoy it. It is just cutting around your printable pieces, leaving a little bit of white space. So it would be as if you purchased your ephemera pieces to go with whatever it is that you're working on, and you're just creating it yourself by fussy cutting. So that's all that is. And I find it very relaxing. I know a lot of people do not, but I personally do. So I think it just kind of relaxes me, helps me to slow down from my day, helps me to maybe get a little break from my mind just running and running, which it just constantly does. So there is that, and I think, yeah, that's pretty. Okay, I think I want to, I actually like that a lot. How am I going to add this here? I like the words also by itself. Faithful, let's see. Great is your faithfulness. There's also another piece down here that says, "They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness." Lamentations 3:23. So that would be nice to use also. So I have a lot of choices here, and it's nice to have the choices, and I really, really am liking this. Maybe I will use part of this as kind of a background piece here. Let's cut this out. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with this as I'm doing it. So I wanted to show you guys what you can come up with really without planning it. So it makes it helpful, I think. You don't have to plan it all out. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be fun and spending time with God. So that's really the key, quite honestly. I'm gonna get this kind of close to my words here. This is going to be my nice background, even though it's not perfectly square here, which usually drives me nuts. I'm not going to grab my big huge paper cutter over here to make it square. So I will just come really close. How about that? Okay. That's pretty close. Okay. Now, okay. Maybe something like that in the middle. Sometimes I just like to go really simple, guys. Let's see. I'm kind of wanting to get one of these really big pumpkins on here. Maybe the blue one from my printable here. And that's going to take me a little bit of time to fussy cut out, so I may speed this video up here so you don't have to sit and watch me fussy cut this pumpkin out, because it's going to take a little bit here. Okay. Getting ready to change my mind on the pumpkin. Okay, so what I have these. These are optional, obviously. They're available. A discount code, thanks 25 to get 25% off, and they were priced at 99 cents to begin with, so that's a pretty good deal. These are Polaroid journaling cards. They are just cute. I think I want to use one of these to add a little color pop to this page. Instead of fussy cutting that pumpkin, I'm just going to use one of these journaling cards instead. I think. I like this one, and I like this one. Clearly, yet again, indecisive. Sometimes it takes me a long time to decide on things, guys, and I'm not kidding. I'm talking like when I go to design printables, sometimes I'll start and I'll just be like, oh my gosh, I have to just come back to this later, like way later, days later. And I'm just indecisive sometimes, because I'll choose something and I think I like it, or like I have this week been working on my Advent study that I am going to get out and available early this time. And I have just been looking at and designing the elements. I was having a hard time with the cover, honestly. And I just was not finding what I wanted. And then when I finally did, I actually have found what I wanted design-wise, and I'm really happy with it, and I'm really excited about it. And so I can't wait to show you that. I'll show that at the end of the month here. And so we'll get ready to launch that, and that's going to be a free study also, but it'll have the optional journaling pieces to go with it if you want, but it's going to be a free study as well. It's going to be more of a study than a devotional, so I'm really looking forward to that, but I'm not revealing it quite yet. So, but anyway, that was just a little tangent on my indecisiveness. Okay, so, oh, yes, I like that. Also like this. This Faithful from my printable here, which has the kind of light blue background I like. So let's try that now. Oh, I think I like that. Okay. So I am honestly just putting this all together right now. I didn't pre-design it. I didn't pre-fussy cut anything, which I'm kind of wishing I had of, but that's okay. But I honestly just wanted to come and spend some time with you guys and spend some time in God's Word and show you how simple it is and that you don't have to be afraid of it, and that it really is fairly simple to put together something that is nice, that you like, and you don't have to worry about messing things up. It's no big deal. Okay, now, oh, that's crooked. Oh well. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, I think I like that. Okay, that is nice. And let's see here. Oh, no, I'm liking this piece, but it may not work for me on this page, but I might add it to one of my scripture pages when I write out each day's scripture. And I have grabbed some washi tape that I honestly, that's pretty leaves, I grabbed because I'm doing the illustrated, gratitude documented, excuse me. And so I grabbed some of the washi tape from just stuff that I have in my stash that kind of will go with it, and it's all fall type colors and fall designs, so that might work. I'm liking this, and it's just really simple, and so I'm trying to think if I want to add anything else to it. Maybe the who you are. I like the blue because it will tie with this one, and it will also stand out on my orange background. So I'm going to use my word fetting, and if you're familiar with any of my printables, don't get me wrong, I like small word fetting, but generally speaking, I love big word fetting. I don't know why. It just seems simpler to me to use, and I honestly use it a lot, and most of the time when I do, I print it, it's the black word fetty with the white words on it, although I love different colors too. But I print it out on cardstock because I want it to be, yes, I like that a lot. Okay, so I want it to stand out, and I want it not to blend in with what I'm working on. So I like that. And I was thinking about using this stamp. I have this stamp from, oh my gosh, I don't know. how long I've had this. It's just a Stampability stamp, and it's just a fall leaf, and I was thinking about stamping a little bit of leaves here on my page, but let me get these pieces put on here first, I think. So I am going to do that. Where is that piece of scrapbook paper that I had to glue on? There it is. Okay, yeah, it's helpful when you have something to glue on so you don't get it on your work surface. So this is going to be my basic setup for this week, and I really just wanted to be able to show you pretty simply what you can do. I might scoot that up a little bit. I love the way that pops on the orange background with the blue stencil design. I love that. Love that stencil. I cannot. I just really do. It's just one of those things that when you first see it, when I first saw the stencil, I was like, wow, that's really, really pretty. And so of course I grabbed it, and then I have just been using it ever since. I love it. And so I'm sure you'll see me use it again, and I'm sure you'll hear me say it again. So there's that. And good. And let's see. Now if I want to put this on here with a piece of washi and let it open, because then I can put a little note. That is crooked, isn't it? Do I still have time? Oh yes. Okay. I really, again, I know it's not about it being perfect, but okay. Then I'm gonna have to add some more glue since I peeled it up here. All right, regluing. Okay. That is one great thing about this kind of glue. It's not, I mean, while it is permanent, it is a little slower drying than some stuff. So, and guess what? If it's not perfectly straight, then I'll just have to live with it, won't I? Which it's totally not. I didn't live with it very well, did I? Okay. 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 I want to get this down. I'm going to use my tape runner for this one, because then I can just run around the edges of my piece here like so. It's a little quick there, and it is permanent, and then give it a couple runs there in the middle. And I love the tape runner. It's just a Tombow permanent tape runner, but note that it is permanent. Okay, so let's try to get this on kind of centered, and I kind of want it semi-straight. And again, I didn't cut it out with my paper cutter, so it is what it is. Now, I want this design to show through around my card here. And I don't know if I want this on here with some, maybe that way I can put a little note on the back or something. Let's try it and see what I think. So washi tape is another inexpensive, fun way that you can add color to your journaling. Okay, this can just go right like this. I'm just going to trim it off the bottom with my scissors. And a good pair of, really good pair of scissors is handy. You know, you can use whatever you have, but it's nice to have a really good pair of scissors. And that's not going to quite be... It's just not working for me. Okay, one nice thing about washi tape is it does come off fairly easily. If you're gentle-handed with it, it comes off fairly well. Okay, I didn't really like the way that looked, so I'm changing it. If I can get the washi tape off of my hand. There. Okay, I'm going to use my tape runner again and put it on like that. Just because I'm going to have plenty of other journaling room, and I just think I like the layered look more than having it be something that I can open. Let's see where I want it to land here. I want that. I really want more of my stencil design to show through, but it'll be okay. Okay, that I like. Okay, so there is that, and I think I want to let's see if I can stamp some with my gelatos. No, I'm not going to. Okay, I'll try that again another time, I think. Let's do maybe just a little blue pen here. Just to kind of set this off a little bit. And this will be pretty much it for my page here. And so then I will just go through and journal for each of the, and I wanted to keep the scriptures just 5 days for your week, so you could kind of rest a couple of days, and that way it just kind of gives you, it kind of gives you just the freedom to do your week how you want. I mean, having too much to go through just, it makes it daunting instead of fun. And you don't want your time with God to be daunting, so I kept it to 5 prompts, 5 scripture prompts. That way you can do one a day for 5 days if you want. You can use them all on one day if you want. It's up to you. Okay, so that's going to dry. And then when it dries, I will put it back in my booklet, or whatever I want to call it here. I'm going to set it aside. Awesome. I'm really happy how that turned out. Nice and simple. And pretty. Okay, so this is dry. And I am going to... Okay, set that over there. And do a little cleanup here on aisle 4. Just kidding. It's a little late, so I'm getting a little tired myself. It is about 10 minutes till 11 here. Okay, so that was my week 1, and I'm putting my tabs for the weeks on the actual journaling, the devotional content. So what I want to do is I'm going to use my tape runner. Let's see. What I want to do is, yeah, okay. Okay. So I can kind of do a little bit of overlap on my tabs here, not a ton, but some. I can overlap a little on the bottom part of them, which will make them really nice on the top part. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my week 2. There it is. And then I'm going to line it up this way. Just kind of hold it. And so I can kind of see where I want it to kind of be here. And then come back here and just kind of straighten, get it fairly straight for what it is, and then fold it over. Make sure you only have the one page, because when you're using the permanent adhesive, once you fold it, you're done. Okay, there is that. There is that. That is pretty dry. I noticed when I was working on this that this corner is coming up a little bit. So let me use a little bit of, I'm going to use my glue stick a little more. Just get a little more on there. Get on there. There you go. Get on there. Stay on there. Okay. Okay. There's my week 2. And you can certainly go in and journal here, or stamp, or do anything else you like. I like to add a little color on the outside of the page, and you can certainly do that. The blue would be nice on this, actually. You know what? I may go ahead and just do a little of that right now. Let's do that to wrap up the page here. And grab my gelato again, and my brush, and let me show you how easy this is. Okay, just get a little of your gelato here dry, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of, it's actually going to be just very shiny. It's not even really doing much of the blue, which is okay. Here we go. There's a little more. Okay. And then I can just give my page a little bit more of a color pop and a border here. You don't have to do all this stuff to it. I just find it relaxing at the end of my day. Honestly, I need a little bit of quiet time to do some journaling, crafting, all of those things. I'm going to need a little more of this color here. It's just really chunky. I think it's just the metallic consistency to it that is giving it those chunks. Okay, blue in my corner here. And I love how this is easier to work with and easier to blend with your blending brushes than doing inks. Inks are like Distress inks and Distress oxides, to me at least, are more difficult to learn and to start out with. Gelatos, on the other hand, blend so beautifully. And you really don't have to, I mean, you have to practice anything that you want to do, but these really take very little effort to do. Let's get a little more blue on the bottom part here, and there we go. There we go. That's really nice and shiny. Love it. Okay. Okay. Clean off my brush again here. I just use my little sensitive baby wipe. Baby wipes are great for lots of things. I have a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old, and I use them frequently. And so, helps clean up your glass mat here really nicely. And there is that. So forgive my glare on this. That's one thing I don't like about this glass mat. One thing. You couldn't have put a non-glare surface on it. Note on that, Tim Holtz. Okay, so here is my page. And now I think I'm going to have to go back in on my week 1 and put some color around the outside using my Gelatos, because I really like how that looks. So again, just remember you're spending time with God, and just to start, if you mess up, it's no big deal. Reprint it and start again. You know, no big deal. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this has encouraged you to just jump in and do some journaling and use your devotional, and I hope that it's helped you in some way. And I'm going to do a quick little, clear this off here and do a quick little preview here of my November devotional that I just released on, let me wipe off my hand, on my Buy Me a Coffee page. And I just really started doing that. October was my first devotional there, and November is my second. And this is the subscription page. So I have a $5 subscription and a $7. The $5 gets you the devotional content only. The $7 also comes with coordinating prayer cards and dex cards and bookmarks. And I also do some really fun freebies on there as well. And I'll leave the link down below. This is my November devotional. It's called The Anointing, Tangible and Transferable. And I really enjoy how this one came out, although I still need to work on my page setup here, how they came out, because it really should be like a page here and then a blank page. But that's okay, because this one was a big step up for me, and I really love the setup, and I really like the content this time. And I just wanted to give you a quick little preview of what these devotionals look like on there. There are 4 weeks worth of devotionals, similar to the free ones that I'm doing, but these are just my subscription ones. And I'll leave that link there. And I just really like this half page design, so you can just print out your whole page. And all I have done on this one was I printed the front and back, so it just folded right over. And you could trim it down, I guess, if you wanted to. But then when I printed the inside, I just did just a really tiny trim around it so that it would not stick out when I folded the devotional over. And I really like that. And I think I'm actually just going to staple this one because it's pretty thin, and I just really like the way this one came out. So go take a peek. I would be honored if you join me on that subscription page. And if you do, you actually get access to all the devotionals and studies that happen to be for. So that's a really great feature on that. And that's just, again, $5 a month for just the devotional, and $7 a month for the devotional, and then you get the journaling cards, prayer cards and dex cards and bookmarks. And I might do different things with those too, add some journaling cards or printable, just kind of whatever I feel like adding on to that too as well. And then some nice freebies over there. So again, I hope you're enjoying your Who You Are Thanksgiving devotional. That was my week 2 setup, and as you can see my week 2 tab here. And week 1 here is love, and week 2 is faithful on the back. So that's just really nice. And I pray that you are being blessed by this devotional. Leave your comments below on what you like, what you didn't like, what you would like to see more of, anything else that you would like to see. And I am just thanking God for you, and you all just bless me so much. God bless you. I love you. Like and subscribe so you can be notified when I release new videos by clicking that bell button. Love you guys. Bye.